Hello everyone and welcome to yet another deck profile, and today we're gonna be looking at Archaludon EX. So for our Pokemon as our main attackers we have 4 Archaludon EXs. To get the Archaludons we need 4 Duraludons. To use Duraludon's Raging Hammer attack even while evolved in Archaludon we have 1 Relicanth. We have 1 Iron Bundle, aka Escape Rope Penguin, for its Hyper Blower ability. We have 1 Luminion V to fish out our supporters. We have 1 Radiant Greninja to get the energies in the discard and as our draw engine. And speaking of draw engines, we have 1 Phasantipiti EX. So, for our supporters, we have 4 Boss's Orders for Gust. We also have 4 Professor's Research to reset our hand and hopefully get the energies in the discard. We have 2 Iono for Disruption. We also have 2 Professor Turos Scenario to get the damaged Archaludons into our hand. To fix some of the math while doing damage, Black Belt's Training is the way to go. For our item cards, we have 4 Nest Ball to get the basic Pokemon onto our bench. We also have 4 Ultra Ball to get the Evolution Pokemon or Luminion from our deck. Because we play a heavy line of discard supporters, we also have 4 Night Stretcher to get some of the Pokemon back into our hand. And because we play a very thick line of supporters, we also have free Pokegear 3.0 to fish them out from the deck. We also play free Earthen Vessel to get the energies from our deck. We play 1 Counter Catcher for when we're behind in prizes. We play 1 Palpet to return supporters such as Turos and Black Belt's Training back into our deck. And as the ace pack of choice, 1 Scoop Up Cyclone. So for our stadiums, we play only 3 Jamming Towers. And for our energies, we play 9 basic Steel energies. So talking a little bit about this deck, we already made 1 Archaludon deck profile, but this one is a bit different since it doesn't use nor Scissors, neither Dialga, so it's just pure Archaludon. And talking a bit more about this deck, going in blind for any matchup you want to be going first, so you can set up your board and next turn you can already evolve into Archaludons and start hitting for high numbers of 220. And talking about some of the matchups, it has a pretty interesting matchup spread, to be fair. And one of the best matchups is one of the most played and one of the biggest decks right now, and that is the Dragapult Dusknoir. Why is this matchup so good? I mean, you don't one-hit knockout them. Why is the matchup so good, you might ask? Well, I'm gonna tell you, because Dragapult can only hit for 200, which helps us out a ton, because when Dragapult hits us for 200, we can reverse hit them for 280, abusing the Relicanth's ability, and when we use the Black Belt's Training, the math just adds up to 320, which instantly knocks out any pesky Dragapults. And another thing about Dragapult Dusknoirs, if they want to one-hit knockout you, they need to use the Dusknoirs, giving up prizes and putting you ahead in the prize race. And if they don't use their Dusknoirs to one-hit knockout you, and if they don't have anything that could potentially one-hit knockout you the next round, you still have Professor Turos scenarios, and you have the Scoop Up Cyclone as the ace pack of choice, which helps us out a ton. Another really good matchup, just because of Turos and because of the Scoop Up Cyclone, is Snorlax Stall, because In Snorlax, they're gonna try to pull up something that cannot attack or like, I don't know, Radiant Greninja or something, but you have the Turo and you can just Turo it, use Earthen Vessel, get 2 energies plus putting Greninja in the discard, which is also a very good matchup and a great play. And Snorlax cannot capitalize on its ability to block you in the active spot because of all the Turos and everything that we have in this deck. It's very easy to deal with. And now talking a bit about some of the worst matchups overall. One of them has got to be the Raging Bolt because it can one-hit knockout you and it's kind of difficult for you to one-hit knockout them back. One thing you can do, you can use the boss's orders plus knockout on their ogre pawn, and if they don't play the charms, or if they do, we have jamming towers. You attack for 220 on the active Raging Bolt plus the Black Belt's training. The math just adds up, giving you and ensuring you that knock out those easy 2 prizes. But unfortunately, all of the Raging Bolt's Pokemon are basics and it can attack turn 2, you want to go first, and turn 2 they can already knock you out, and then you're behind in the prize race all of the time, which is far from great. Really not a good matchup, not impossible to win, but overall not great. And the second one I would like to mention, which is also not great, but not impossible, is the Goldingo deck. Goldingo is just like Raging Bolt, it can hit for insanely high numbers with its Make It Rain attack, and because of that, we can be easily one-hit knocked out. And what can we do in return? We hit only for 220, so what we're gonna do is use the Black Belt's training to fix that math from 220 to 260, which is just enough to knock out the Goldingo, but still very, very tough. You need to get the Black Belt's training and you need to use it twice, and you still have 2 more prizes to get, so that's a very, very, very tough matchup. And you can just hope that they don't get everything they need as fast as you want, as they want. So yeah, very difficult matchup. And we're gonna end with the most difficult one, which is an archetype that's being played a lot lately, and this is the Ceruledge EX. Because Ceruledge, first of all, it hits for weakness. Second of all, it has 270 HP, so Black Belt's training does not help you there. And the third thing about it is that it gets so much energy and the discard so quickly that you're just not gonna have a great time. So yeah, it can really be pesky. It's one of the most difficult matchups for this deck, at least in my opinion. So yeah guys, thanks so much for watching and catch you next time.